Hello, and welcome to this edition of the Halcyon Let's Play, or Impressions, or whatever the hell the Ute are calling whatever the devil it is that I do these days. Welcome back. I'm your host, Lorne Risley. I think I may have even already said that. See, it's been a while. I'm rusty at doing this, but you'd think I'd be better. But it's days like this that make me sort of kind of maybe regret having to review games as a vocation, as a hobby, because occasionally you have to review bad games. And boy, do I have a bad game for you today. This is called Hard Driver 2. A game so good, it's a sequel of a game that was released the same day as the sequel was. Hard Driver was released on the 26th of June 2020, and Hard Driver 2 is released on the same day. Talk about demand. But anyway, let's get on with it, shall we? Hard Driver 2. A new part of the Hurricane Runner where you act as an unlucky driver who tries to get to his home. Can you... Okay, that's a sentence, but we're just going to carry straight on. Can you, capital D, dodge obstacles, jump over cliffs, collect coins, and improve your car to help the driver in his difficult game of survival. Developed by Wertex Games, or Wertex Games if that's supposed to be German. Published by gigantumgames, or one word. Game is currently priced on Steam at £1.69, around $3. And you can buy a bundle of gigantum. Is that supposed to be a play on gigatum? I think that's supposed to be a play on gigatum, but never mind. Gigantum games. You can get 12 of them for £8.73. It's good quality. 12 games for less than £1 each. Yeah. You'll see that that's probably a kind of a facetious statement in a second. Anyway, about this game. Hard Driver 2 is a hardcore platformer runner where the player controls a car and dodging obstacles, collecting coins that can be spent on improvements such as high jump, a gun, or a jet engine. You'll see why none of those things can be classified as improvements in just a second. Game features include increasing complexity, beautiful visual style, dynamic music, and an improvement store. Yeah, we just call that upgrades, but never mind. Let's just get to it, because you'll see why I'm slightly hesitant in a second. So you see this, what you're seeing right now? Get ready to see a lot of it, because this is it. This is the impressive visual graphics that you were promised. Dig that soundtrack, by the way. Yeah, I feel it. If you're expecting any insight in this video, don't, because what you're gleaning is what I glean. There's not really a lot to this. Time the jumps, watch out for the tires, and keep going until you get hit. Do it 3 times. That's it. The coins are infrequent, I should mention that. Seeing as that's your only method of progression, you would think that there's going to be a set of them on each road. That is not the case. Who's rolling the tyres? Where's this hurricane? Why is the man leaning out of his car? Why can his car jump? Why are there random ravens, and why do the ravens do damage to a car? Famous for their ability to be able to squash small, feathered and furry animals. I like the soundtrack segue as well, the way it segues into one or the other. That's good. Seamless. They both have the same vibe. So I say both. There's only 2 tracks and they cycle endlessly. I say endlessly until you die, which will happen eventually because, like, staring at a straight road. There's that segue again, by the way. There it is. You heard it too, I know you did. Now, right, I suppose I should actually start reviewing this, because again, as you're probably gleaning, this isn't the first time I've ever played this game. I tried to do a review on it. And the reason I didn't do a review on it is because there's literally nothing apart from what I'm showing you now to show you. And when a game has such little to offer its players, there's not a tremendous amount to talk about. The only thing you really need to be worried about is the increasing speed of the tyres and the birds. Occasionally there's more of them. The gaps don't get any wider, the car doesn't move any faster, it's the tyre that moves faster, and so long as you've got a weathered eye on... And the fact that... So look, here's little things, right? Challenge in a game is important sometimes. Why is there never a tyre that comes along at the moment that the coins come along to make me decide whether or not it's worth jumping for the coins or whether or not it's worth dodging the tyre? Or timing it right so I can maximise or minimise? Segue back into the second song now, that's good. I'm up to 760 metres now. In a car, that wouldn't be considered particularly far considering how long I've been driving for. I don't know if the developers of this game are aware that cars were designed as a means of transport to exceed there we go, finally, game over. So, let's go to the store. What can I get for my 747 coins? We'll come back to the gameplay mechanics. Trust me, we've got a long time to talk about them and not a lot to talk about while we watch. So we've got speed, so we can jump super high. We can protect with a cap. Or we can pull a gat. I'm 3 coins short of that. Or we can buy a jetpack. Wow! Now, if memory serves, important thing to remember about this is that you can only buy one at a time. You can't have multiple. So depending on what you pick here, that's the only thing you get. Now, just... Again, I really hope I don't play this game enough to show you these. I might die on purpose to show you them, but whatever. And actually, no, I might not because I'd have to accrue enough coins to be able to get this. And I really don't want to. So let's... Actually, as a matter of fact, right, let's subject ourselves to some more first. Let's continue. Screw it. Start. Oh, yeah, sorry. I didn't do that on purpose, so I could stop playing this game. I've forgotten what button to press now. So yeah, the only button you need to remember is W. I guess I'm not going to show you any of it now. Oh, damn. Anyway, right, it's fine. I'll accrue the coins again. It's fine. Yeah, it's just W. Just press up. You can press any of the other buttons, and they don't do anything until you get items, and even then, most of them, again, are passive. So speed, for instance, you can't press a button to improve the speed on it. I have another question as well, as a matter of fact. So the 2 obstacles, ravens, or crows, or whatever the birds are, and tyres. And a rock occasionally as well, granted. And pits. So 2 of them I agree with. Pits, very bad for cars. Rocks, very bad for cars. Tyres, pretty sure a car would win in a head-on collision with a tyre. Unless the tyre's giant, like building sized, then fine. But just another tyre would win against a car? Really? And a bird. Now again, if you're talking about, what is it, the crows, the birds, or birds? Alfred Hitchcock's movie, I've never seen it, but it's the one with all the birds. Yeah, if there's enough of them, they'll clog up a car's radiator, I suppose. But, actually, let's just... Oh, can I not? Oh, so you can't upgrade your... Right, well, I've died anyway, so now I can go to the store. You can't upgrade your car as you go. That would be just silly bums. Right, so there we go. So this is the speed option. So we automatically start off faster. I guess the incentive there is that you die quicker so you don't have to play this game anymore. I've gone on a million tangents because really this is all you're getting. You're going from left to right with no change in scenery, 2 songs that cycle every 90 seconds if you're lucky, and occasionally there's a tyre to keep you on your toes and coins to collect. And the power-ups make the game worse, because the gun doesn't do anything against the tyre, by the way. It only does stuff against the birds, and the only time that the birds become prevalent is if you've got a jetpack. So in order to have both of those things, you have to have over 1,750 coins. Who in their right mind would want to play this game enough to be able to earn all of those things? And by the way, again, as I mentioned, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure, though, you can only have 1 power-up at a time. So what good is it having a jetpack if you can't shoot the birds out of the way? It's just... I mean, crazy thing is, aesthetically, I've seen worse games. But because of... It's just... The only animations you've got are the car moving up and down slightly to portray movement and jumps, and a slight weird thing it does when it lands, and the occasional bird in the tyre goes past a little bit faster. I mean, this is all you get. I can't understand why anyone would want to play this for more than one go. There are so many better driving games out there. Concept Destruction, I think it's called. Go play that. It's like Destruction Derby, but for cardboard cars. It's great. It's more expensive than this, sure. But I'd pay more money for one of my own turds than play this game again. It's... I honestly have nothing... I don't. Somehow even the way the sound of the coin sounds uninspired. Like it's supposed to be this jubilant thing of yay, coins, and yet it's... But what are you buying? You're buying stuff that doesn't improve the game. The only power-up that enables you to enjoy this game maybe a little bit more is the protection. You would argue, because then that means you can take a hit at least. Great. Because the last thing I want is to stop playing this game. I want it to carry on. It's basic, it's formulaic, it's uninspired, it has no character, it has no depth, its power-ups haven't been properly thought up, it's repetitive to an almost criminal degree, and the fact that there's not even multiple layers to the game, there's not different incentives, there's not different methods of playing. For a design this simple, you would think it would offer just a little bit more. The only thing that offers any reasonable challenge is, again, the tyres speed up occasionally. That's it. Why anyone would pay actual money for this is incredible. And again, not to throw shade on developers that do this, I'm sure there's a developer out there that's done this for legitimate reasons. I can't name them off the top of my head. The vast majority have done this for unscrupulous purposes, but the fact that the game released its sequel the same day it releases its initial game is always a cause for concern. But there you go. I see no reason to protract this, do you? That was Hard Driver 2, as mentioned. It's currently available on Steam right now for £1.69. It's roughly £1.70 more than it's worth. However, if you like the look of this, Wertex Games have a myriad of different options for other games that you might be interested in, including Ancient Evil, Go Go Cowboy, the original Hard Driver. Maybe that's better than this, albeit, I mean, it might actually be better looking, considering that the backgrounds occasionally change on that one. I'm fascinated. I've got to see some of the reviews of this now. Let's have a look. So apparently the colours change sometimes and there's boxes occasionally. Yeah, same critique. So the only thing here that I can see that's a running theme seems to be that there's no helpful options as far as yeah. So in terms of just the mechanics of the game, it always drives me nuts when games assume you know how to play them from the get-go. I'm not asking for a tutorial every game. When a game is simple enough, I understand that it shouldn't need a tutorial. However, when I've got to guess what button on the keyboard I'm supposed to be pressing, even if it is just the one, it'd be nice to know what button that is before I start playing your stupid game. That would be nice. Other than that, I'm annoyed about how that avatar looks suspiciously like me, even down to the man boobs underneath the creases of the shirt. It's eerily similar. He just needs a pair of glasses and it's me hovering, even though it appears to be a chopped off torso that's hovering up and down for some reason. It's like he's been chopped in half mid and he's surprisingly happy about it. Very weird. But there you go. Hard Driver 2. What do you think? If you like the game, then please tell me why, so I can maybe see your opinion and embrace it as one of my own, because clearly you have a slightly more positive outlook on life than I do. I have to think some of these screenshots aren't real, because the fact that the backgrounds occasionally change leads me to question this. As you've just seen, I've played for a reasonable amount of time, and at no point did the backgrounds ever change. Typically, levels should be designed to be 5 to 10 minutes long. I played for a good 5 to 10 minutes, and the backgrounds never changed. When it's that repetitive for 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes at a time, I've got nothing for you. You're just being lazy at that point. So that's how I'd sum this game up. Repetitive, lazy, uninspired, the power-ups don't make sense, there's no hints as to what the controls are, you've got to guess midway playthrough, the design of the game is rudimental, but passable, I suppose. The price point, look, it's super cheap, I'm not going to argue, but I've seen cheaper games that are better than this. You'd have to flick through back through some of my old review videos, but even games more expensive than this, a decent game will set you back these days about £5. All right, a game's priced like that, you can expect a reasonably decent amount of quality, all the way up to 15 and then 15 plus. Games like this, again, you kind of get what you pay for, I suppose, but this is really rudimental, so I would stay away from this if you can. There are better driving games out there, and I'm going to try and bring some of those to you over the coming weeks and months. But Hard Driver 2, as I said, what do you think? Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. In the meantime, that's been the latest in the Halcyon livestream / Let's Play / First Impressions, whatever the bloody hell I'm going to be calling these. I'm so old. Please feel free to like this video. If not, the dislike button is right next to it. Feel free to click the hell out of it. If this game had a dislike button, I'd be clicking it so hard, I'd be breaking it. Please be sure to follow me on Twitter and check out my other stuff on Defunct Games, on DGN, Two Beard Gaming as well. I've done some reviews over there, and of course the guys over there would appreciate a look at their content as well if you'd be so kind. Follow me on Twitter, I'm usually tweeting something reasonably offensive over there. Stay tuned for more of these videos. As I mentioned in my first of these, I've got a backlog to clear and no end of games to get through, so you can be sure that there's going to be a few more of these in the coming weeks and months, because part of the reason is that I've had a lot of bad games to go through and didn't want to review them because I don't want to subject myself to it. But here you go. Hard Driver 2. That was fun, wasn't it? Stay tuned, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.